This mutation is fast and furious. Oh my goodness, I have had a crazy week since I uploaded the last video, which was called Help, I'm Mutating. So I uploaded that video and it was in itself a mutation. I have never had so many views on a YouTube video when I upload it. It got a lot of views, a lot of comments, a lot of subscribers. So first of all, thank you so much for commenting, subscribing, and making that video take off. It was really, really fun to experience that. But at the same time, what I learned is that a lot of you are going through mutations right now, and that you didn't quite have the words for it, or that it was very comforting to have me describe the process that you were already going through. And that has been my experience as well, as when someone gives words to what I'm experiencing, it's very comforting. So I thought I would give you an update today because even in just 1 week, so much has changed, which is the nature of mutation and the pacing of mutation. It's absolutely out of your control, and that's why it's so important to learn to surrender as far as mutation goes. Because as I was sharing in the last video, mutation has a pace of nothing, 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 and then all of a sudden, bam, and everything changes. I can't remember who it was that described it to me in terms of like building a rocket ship, that building a rocket ship is a lot of nothing, a lot of years of quiet behind the scenes work, and nothing seems to be happening. And then when the final moment comes and the rocket ship takes off, it's blast off. It's 10 seconds of intense power, momentum, all at once. You know, it's important to surrender in the time where there's not much happening, but it's also important to surrender in the time when a lot is happening all at once, which was my last week. It was crazy. A really short example of that is that I think I mentioned in the last video how I haven't been liking my clothes and my branding, and nothing of it seemed to fit. I was wanting to do a new photo shoot, but to update some of my branding and make the photos match more with how I felt inside. And yet I wasn't finding the photographer. I wasn't finding the clothes. Like, I went shopping, I actively looked for a photographer, and nothing was kind of moving forward. So of course, because it's wait to respond for me as a manifesting generator, and lo and behold, what happened was I decided to go visit a different town here in the Dominican Republic. And I posted in a Facebook group like, hey, is there anyone that is going there? And a photographer, a local photographer, ended up driving me to the town where I was going, and we booked a photo shoot. But he only had a day before he was leaving the new town. So I had a day to prepare for the photo shoot. And I went shopping in the new town, and I found an amazing store that I love where I bought this dress. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a beautiful linen dress, and a couple other items. But I had this feeling of this new kind of style that I wanted to be wearing, and I couldn't have put words to it. I didn't know it was Italian linen, but it's exactly right because it's beachy, it's sophisticated, it's high quality, it's made to last, it's classic, it's kind of free-spirited, summery, very classy. So it's like I wouldn't have been able to come up with that, but there it was. And of course the red dress, because as I was mentioning, I was strangely drawn to red, so it just showed up right then and there. And so, you know, part of that was overcoming my discomfort of like then plunking down in one moment a lot of money on clothes. like it's not like it happened gradually. It happened in one day where I bought a photo shoot, I got all the clothes. So it was a large expenditure at once, which is exactly like a blast off. It's like nothing, 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 and then all at once. Similarly, there were some issues that have been arising, and I've been receiving support from about 3 different angles from different practitioners to kind of target in on this one issue that was arising. And not only that, but life and the circumstances around me, like it's all conspiring for me to see the things related to that issue. So, but it's all happening at once, and it's happening in an intensity where there's like bam, 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 bam. I'm being shown different things, and then getting support, unraveling, changing. So like a week ago, I had different shoulders. My shoulders have now melted relative to the amount of tension and anger that was in there. It's been releasing. So it's really incredible. And I guess I wanted to share that piece around the intensity that can happen when the mutation shifts. And for you not only to surrender in the pausing part, but also to surrender to the pace and the intensity of change once the mutation happens, and to go with the flow of that, to meet it where it's at, and allow yourself to be taken with that flow. And yeah, as much as possible to go through with the flow the whole time, whether it's super slow or super fast. And I think that's one of the gifts of mutation, is learning like how to do that. And I'm very grateful that I have the freedom in my life. I've created that freedom, that I can give myself the freedom to go with the flow and not force things. I recognize it might be different for some people, especially if you have a defined root center where you have more of a consistent pace. Maybe there's more consistency available to you throughout the mutation, or there's many different designs that could affect how you experience the pace of mutation. But also I think having, for example, a job or kids, like things that need your ongoing attention, that might make it more difficult to surrender to the pace of mutation. But as much as you can, given your circumstances, do what you can to surrender to the pace and go with the flow, and give it, like, meet it where it's at. If it's slow, go slow, and if it's really fast, go fast. So that's mainly my message for today. I'm pretty excited about the changes that are happening, and I guess that would be the final thing to say, is just I feel like a new person. I feel really good. I'm so grateful. There's been uncomfortable moments. I've had to feel a lot in the last week especially, and but it's pretty exciting. So it's going to be good. You just give it your all. Give it your all. So much love. I'll see you again soon here on my channel. Bye.